It was 10:30 in the morning when Ryan Heyer heard a knock at the front door that still echoes in his mind. As do the words of the Jacksonville officer who delivered the shocking news.
He says, "I hate to tell you this, but your daughter Cheyenne has passed away." The officer himself was crying. And as soon as he said that, I can't even explain that feeling. When people say you go numb and you don't feel anything.
But the officer couldn't tell Ryan how Cheyenne died, and the grieving dad says he wasn't getting any information from Long Beach, Mississippi, where his daughter had been living with her mother, Cassie Barker, a cop with the local PD.
So you never got a call from Cassie?
No.
You never got a call from that police department?
No.
You never got a call from anyone in that community?
No.
Ryan says he called the lead detective at Long Beach Police, but he wouldn't tell him what happened to Cheyenne either.
Just that your daughter had passed away?
Yeah, it's an ongoing investigation. There's a lot of stuff that we have to get together, and as soon as we find something out, we'll let you know.
And it would be 3 agonizing days before Ryan says he finally learned from the coroner and local newspaper reporter how Cheyenne had died. That she had succumbed to the heat after being left in the back seat of her mother's hot patrol car.
And her mother's a cop, a police officer that's supposed to serve and protect. And she can't even protect her daughter.
Cassie tells police she had only planned to leave Cheyenne in the car for just a few minutes, but sadly, a few minutes turned into 4 hours.
And Ryan was horrified when he learned where the car was parked. In the driveway of Cassie's shift supervisor, Sergeant Clark Ladner, and that both of them were asleep inside the home while Cheyenne was roasting to death.
I couldn't believe it.
Cassie reportedly claimed they were only discussing a work-related matter and nodded off after a long night shift. But Ryan says he already thought the two had been having an affair back when he was still with Cassie.
Who told you?
Her phone. Text messages, "I can't wait till you come back over." Sex was good, and there was actually nude photos of him and her on her phone.
Crime Watch Daily has never seen those photos, but Heyer claims he gave the material to Cassie's police chief and also told him about her alleged affair with another patrol officer he says he caught her in bed with.
And so what did he say to that?
He said he would look into it and investigate it.
Ladner and Cassie were fired from the force. And Cassie was also charged with manslaughter and the death of daughter Cheyenne. She pleaded not guilty, but Ryan is shocked his ex was released on just $50,000 bail.
She signed some paperwork, took a mugshot, and walked right back out.
Diane Ellis, an attorney Ryan hired to investigate the case, suspects the justice system in Long Beach, Mississippi may have been extending police privilege.
Do you think it was because of Cassie's title?
I believe it was. I believe it was.
Cassie claims her daughter's death was a tragic mistake, but police were about to reveal some shocking new information about the officer's past.
Cassie had been arrested on another occasion for reportedly leaving Cheyenne alone in a hot car for about 45 minutes at a shopping mall 17 months before the child's death.
This child's death was completely preventable.
But Ryan says he wasn't informed of the arrest or told the Mississippi Department of Human Services had taken his daughter away from Cassie.
Nobody picked up the phone to call you to say, hey, the mother of your child has been arrested. We have your child here. Would you like to come pick her up?
Nothing.
Do you know how long DHS had your daughter in custody?
Less than 24 hours.
And then they released her back to whom?
Gave her right back to Cassie the very next day.
Now Ryan and his attorney are trying to learn if there may have been an attempt to cover up the previous arrest, and if that may have ultimately cost Cheyenne her life.
It was either by intent or it was through gross incompetence. And I don't know which yet.
Do you think if Ryan would have been contacted during that alleged incident in 2015 that maybe he would have stepped in and taken that baby away?
I'm certain of it. I'm certain of it.
Attorney Ellis has sent letters of intent to sue the Mississippi Department of Child Protective Services and the Long Beach Police Department. But there's one factor that Ellis says makes details of Cassie's earlier hot car incident with Cheyenne difficult to uncover.
The arrest was expunged, and the conviction was expunged.
I went to the Gulfport Police Department where the case was handled to file a public information request for the arrest file. But spokesman Sergeant Joshua Broman told me he couldn't comment until that file is released.
And then once it's released at that point, will you be able to comment?
Yeah, we should be able to.
Now, as Cassie waits for her case to go before a grand jury, Cheyenne's grief-stricken dad can't get that tragic final image of his daughter lying in her casket out of his mind.
You seeing your little girl laying there, I can't even put it into words. She's so beautiful.